everybody, and welcome to your streaming show here on this Sunday. Of course, it is a game day. It is a cold morning, not quite as cold as yesterday morning, but still definitely on the chilly side. And the good thing is the snow has stopped falling. I know in some spots we're still seeing that snow on the ground, on the rooftops, on your vehicle, things like that. But the roads, for the most part, at least from what I've seen and from what I drove on my way to work this morning, roads seem to be fine. In some spots they're a little wet. Definitely be aware of slick spots on those elevated surfaces, that kind of thing. But for the most part, it really hasn't been a huge problem as far as the snow we got yesterday. Officially at CVG, 0.2 of an inch of snow, so not a lot of snow, less than an inch for most of us. The further south, closer to the Lexington area, 2.5 inches of snow was reported. And of course, a lot of lake effect snow as well. But here at home, we really avoided any kind of heavy snow. You still see some of that snow in kind of the grassy surfaces. I believe you're seeing a little bit of it on the track there. It's hard to tell if that's snow or just kind of the reflection of the sunshine, because it is a sunny day. That's for sure. Of course, seeing kind of the helicopters flying here. I saw some of those planes from this view at Newport on the Levee, the planes that have the banners, that have the advertisements. You often see those during game day. I don't see any of them in this current shot, but yeah, definitely an active day here in the Queen City. A big game, AFC rival. Pittsburgh Steelers, of course, here in town for the game at 1 o'clock. So just a few hours away from kickoff. Beautiful weather outside right now, even though it is cold. Temperatures in the 20s. So the snow that we did have last night is already pushing off to the southeast. Parts of eastern Kentucky still dealing with that snow. The Ohio Valley moving into West Virginia, seeing that snow. I know in Charleston they're a little less than an inch so far today, but likely by the time it's all said and done, closer to 1 to 2 inches at least will fall there. And then, of course, again, just still dealing with that lake effect snow in northeastern Ohio into upstate New York. I was mentioning earlier on the air that in Buffalo for the football game today, they were asking Bills Mafia to sign up to shovel the stadium. This is something they do a lot, but it's just incredible because they just need extra hands. You know, they don't have enough on staff to get rid of that amount of snow. I mean, they're expecting by the time it's all said and done, many feet. I heard 6 feet of snow. It's definitely possible because it hasn't stopped, and I know they've already picked up 3 to 4 feet. So just incredible. But they can deal with it, I guess, or at least they're used to dealing with it, I should say. All right, let's look at temperatures. I wanted to show wind chill, and now I don't see where I have wind chill, but we'll pull that up as well. Here it is. Okay. So current temperatures for the most part are in the 20s, like it is here at CVG, 25 degrees. Winds aren't high, but even when it's this cold, when temperatures are in the 20s, everybody's below freezing. The wind, even if it's 5 to 10 miles per hour, is going to make it feel a lot colder than it actually is. So here are the current temperatures: 22 in Connorsville, 23 in Batesville. Temperatures do warm up from north to south. 30 in Brooksville, 28 in Dry Ridge, 30 in West Union. Once we look at the wind chill, though, feels like it's in the teens. For much of the day today, temperatures will climb to near freezing, but those wind chills will stay in the teens and 20s. So it feels like 11 in Connorsville, feels like 14 in Mason, feels like 17 in Florence, 22 is the wind chill in Brooksville and Dry Ridge. And again, just taking more of a detailed look here at CVG, winds out of the west at 9 miles per hour, making it feel like 16. So running about 10 degrees cooler than the actual temperature, that's what it feels like. That's what you want to dress for. So if you are going to I just remembered that my last weather, they cut down my time, so I took out a bunch of these graphics. Now I'm trying to add them back in. So your game day forecast, of course, no surprise, going to be very cold. So temperatures in the 20s right now for the tailgating, which of course the official lots open at 9 a.m. I know Longworth opened much earlier than that. I think not as many folks were out there as usual because of the cold weather, I'm sure, and maybe just because of where we are in the season. But still a very busy day because, again, it is a rival, and maybe if people aren't tailgating, they're still going to, of course, be out there at the game. Halftime temperature will be right around freezing, and that's about as warm as it gets today. Now, the good news is we see the sunshine. That UV radiation will help to melt off some of that snow that's left behind, whether it is on those grassy surfaces, the rooftops. It may not completely melt away, but I do think you're going to see a lot less snow tonight compared to what you saw when you woke up this morning. Let's look at couple different models to show you what's happening in the coming days. Really overall, kind of the big picture, the big story, the big headline takeaway is that it's going to be cold. Not a lot of precipitation this week, but just very cold weather. So let's talk more about that in the hourly forecast. This afternoon, we're right around freezing for your high temperature. And then during the overnight hours, we drop into the teens. Tomorrow afternoon, even colder, a high of only 29 degrees. Notice that the model tries to bring in a flurry or two. I actually wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow morning we also see some fog. Definitely a possibility because we will have that moisture on the ground from either the melted snow or the snow that's left over. But it's just going to be downright cold tomorrow morning. And then we do finally start to see a warming trend by the middle of the week, but that warming trend comes with the chance for precipitation. So Monday, Tuesday, dry. By Wednesday, we see that chance for a rain-snow mix. But notice that this system, the bulk of the precipitation stays to our north and northeast, and it just kind of clips the area. You'll see that here with this next animation. So what happens is during the overnight hours, Wednesday into Thursday morning, that precipitation changes over from a mix to a little bit of very light snow. We're talking about flurries, nothing that's going to accumulate necessarily. And then it just gets cold again for the weekend, but dry. Now this is next Monday, December 9th, and we are looking at rain moving into the area, which of course means it's going to be warmer, but with that warming trend does come that chance for some showers. So it's not like it's warm and sunny. But hey, at least we'll break out of those freezing temperatures. So let's show you the 7-day forecast and then beyond the 7-day forecast, which will feature that next Monday forecast as well. So today for game day, we're near freezing. It's colder tomorrow, 29 degrees with increasing clouds. So we do the opposite tomorrow. We start off the day clear and then we see the clouds build in. Tuesday, we're dry with lots of sunshine. We climb back into the 40s on Wednesday with that chance for rain and snow. Very light, kind of isolated. Not everybody sees it, at least with the track of that system as of now. Thursday, we're near freezing. We'll see the chance for those flurries lingering into Thursday morning. And then we dry out and still remain cold for the weekend. Highs in the mid-30s Friday and Saturday. We won't see that rain until perhaps as early as late next Sunday night, continuing into Monday. And let's look at that here on the extended forecast. So we do climb back into the 40s for next Monday and Tuesday, but it comes with that chance for rain and snow. And then the following weekend, so we're talking about the weekend of, Friday the 13th and into the 14th, we stay warm again with partly cloudy skies. So at least we're dry for that weekend. I believe that the Bengals are away, though, those next 2 weekends. But okay. Oh, they're at home Monday the 9th. That's right. That day with all the rain. Oh, no, they're not home. They're away. Duh. It is Monday Night Football, but it's away. That's right. Okay. Yeah, so after today's game, they're not home again until the 22nd when they face the Browns. That's the game that got flexed out of Thursday. So, yeah, so doesn't look like this weather is going to impact that game at all. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? Hopefully everybody's staying warm. I know easier said than done. It's so frigid. At least we have the sunshine. Earlier in the week, I think it was Jordan was talking about, would you prefer a cold and sunny day or a warm and cloudy day? For me, it's cold and sunny. I don't know. The sunshine just to me is the most important thing. Like yesterday, we saw some sunshine, but then it got cloudy and it was like, wah, wah. Obviously, it got cloudy because then it snowed. If you guys saw the UC game, they had snow and it actually looked kind of pretty. I didn't hate it. Okay, just checking for any questions. If you guys have, I know usually I do this at 10:15, but we've been ending the show at 9, and so I figured I'd jump on here at 10 instead because it's just a lot easier. 10:15 works out a lot when you're on the air until 10, but since we're only on the air until 9, I figured I'd start a little bit early. Then for those of you that might be heading out for tailgating or Sunday brunch, Sunday church services, you can get the forecast. Okay, so let's talk again about what's going to be happening here in the next couple of days, not a lot of precipitation. So we are dry for the rest of the day today with some afternoon sunshine, but it's cold. Temperatures only near freezing. Tonight we drop down into the teens. Now that's the actual temperature, but we do anticipate that it will feel colder than that. And then we see the clouds increase throughout the day tomorrow. You notice that there is some of those snowflakes kind of showing up on the model. It tries to bring in a few flurries to the tri-state, but I do think that we stay dry until Wednesday. You see that happens again there Tuesday morning. So yeah, we could get a flurry or two, but I think overall it's just going to be downright cold for the next several days. Now I mentioned the chance for frost or fog tomorrow rather. Let me see if I can find future visibility. Here we go. Let's see what this model says. Yes, I can talk more about that winter forecast. Sarah was asking about the winter forecast. Yes, I will show you that. Okay, I knew this was going to speed through. Sometimes it takes this model a second to kind of figure out what it's doing. Well, either it's not working or it doesn't think there's going to be fog. We'll see. Here's another one. This might be a different. Oh, here we go. Well, or not. Yeah, I guess they're not. I guess they don't think there's going to be fog, the models that I'm looking at right now. Okay, let's talk about the winter forecast. So actually today, December 1st, begins the start of meteorological winter. Basically what that means is because astronomical seasons in general can change. You know, maybe it's on the 20th, the 21st, the 22nd. So for weather purposes, for climate purposes, we do climatological seasons as well that go with the calendar. So climatological winter is December, January, February. Steve Horstmeyer did this winter weather forecast. He did this forecast probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it's changed a little bit, but we can still dive in, and the general pattern is still going to be the same. So here's the prediction for December. Temps have been pretty cold so far. Little or no snow, so we've had a little bit of snow. Of course, today is the first day, so technically it didn't snow today. Technically, all of the snow ended last night. Not a lot of rain. No Arctic outbreaks. So far, we're pretty much into an Arctic outbreak. So, you know, it's going to be very cold. So here's what it looks like for January. Temperatures now turn colder than normal. There could be a cold outbreak or two, which is what I would call what's happening right now. More active precipitation pattern, which means we could see some more snow in January. And those Arctic outbreaks, like what we're seeing right now, will be possible as well. And then if we look into February temperatures return to normal or warmer, so now we're going back up. So basically this prediction is for December to be kind of like near normal, then January gets cold, then February we start to go back up. There could be an Arctic outbreak, but that could be brief. And then looks wet. So we're talking about snow and rain, but the snow totals could be less than normal. So in other words, when we do see the snow and rain, it's not a lot. So this is the entire, so again, this is from December, January, February, including all 3 months. So now all the way through February 28th, we're talking about temperatures on average near or slightly above normal, snow and rain, so precipitation less than normal, and no long outbreaks of cold air. So should start to see some improvement here later in December as well for our temperatures. Now this is again just kind of looking at the overall patterns, looking at if we're in La Nina, which we're supposed to be entering into a La Nina, and just looking at, you know, kind of the climate patterns and climate predictions. Hello, John. Thanks for joining me here. So yes, you're welcome, Sarah. I always try to throw that in because especially if you're maybe traveling this winter. I know my mom always asks me because she travels to see my brother and some other family members. So anybody have, while I'm predicting the weather, anybody have predictions for the game? I know it's a big game. I actually am interested because both teams are coming off of losses. A lot of times when that happens, then both teams become more hungry, they play better. So it should be a pretty good game. I'm excited about it. There's one of these planes. I mentioned this at the top of the broadcast that has one of those banners that's an advertisement. I also was saying earlier that it just looks cold. Like the Ohio River, it makes me like want to go like this. It's a little bit choppy because there's a little bit of a breeze. You can see the flag here along the Serpentine Wall waving. You see the flag there on top of the U.S. Bank building also kind of waving in the breeze. But for those that were out and about tailgating early this morning, we were live at Longworth Hall. Kudos to you. I have a certain time limit that I can be outside in that cold air. And now, back in the day, in college, I could have been out there. If it was a night game, I could have been out there from the morning all the way through, eating all 3 meals at a tailgate. I don't know that I really ever did that, but I could have. But yeah, and then you get a little more sensitive the older you get. Okay, so I will be back with you guys for 19 at noon tomorrow. We have some funky schedules, but tomorrow is normal. Tuesday, I believe, is a normal schedule, and then it gets weird for the week. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much, everybody, for weighing in, for the questions, and tuning in. And hopefully you can stay warm. We're going to have a lot of cold air headed our way very soon. All right, have a great Sunday.